Hey sweet friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here. Today's video is a lot different than you've seen on my channel in a while, but if you have been here for a while, you know that I am a crafter. That is something I do on top of YouTube, on top of being a mama and canning and being a homemaker. I have always loved crafting. I've always had a crafty touch, and it's just something that I enjoy. So on my spare time, I do a lot of crafting. So I'm excited to share with you today's video and just kind of share with you tidbits of, what I do in a day as a crafter. So let's go ahead and get started with today's video. I'm also really excited for today's video because HTVRont is sponsoring today's video. They had sent me this really wonderful, beautiful heat press, and I'm so excited to share it with you. It works phenomenally and literally makes crafting such a breeze. I will have a link and a discount code for you if it's something that you're interested in. If you're another crafter and you have a Cricut, or even if you don't have a Cricut, you can buy transfers from lots of other crafters out there to make t-shirts and things like that. So with the discount code, it actually makes this a pretty inexpensive quality heat press to get started with your own t-shirt business, your own crafting business. And like I mentioned, and I'll talk later in the video, there are many sources where you can buy transfers to craft from if you don't have a Cricut or a machine where you can make like craft transfers. So anyway, thank you HTVRont for sponsoring today's video. I am so excited to share it with you. Let's go ahead and get on into it. So along with the heat press, HTVRont did send me a whole package of all of their different kinds of HTV vinyl. There are so many different colors and textures in here. As you can see, there's sparkly ones and there's shimmery ones, and then there are just your regular flat colors. And they just sent me so much, and I'm so appreciative. So out of this package, I went ahead and picked the gold color, and I'm actually going to put the gold actual color facing the mat and the white side up, because whenever I cut this on the Cricut, I'm going to need to mirror it, so that way when it cuts out and I weed it out and all of that stuff, once I go to transfer it onto the pot holder, it will actually transfer the correct way. If you have a Cricut, I'm sure most of you probably know about this. If you don't, there are lots of tutorials out there. I'm not making today's video a tutorial or anything. I'm just sharing with you a day in the life of crafting and all those things. So I did get started uploading the design to my Cricut design space and then letting the Cricut cut it out from there. I've had my Cricut for, I believe this is the third year. I think this is the third November that I've had my Cricut, and it still works really, really good. And if you don't have one and you like even just making cards, something smaller, just crafting from time to time, they're definitely something to get and invest in. But I've actually purchased HTVRont's heat transfer vinyl and regular vinyl outside of them even sponsoring this video. I actually have two of their presses. I have the auto press that they sent me, which I absolutely love, and then I actually have their hand press as well, and that has always been a trusty press for me. And so when they reached out and wanted to work with me on a auto press, I was all for it, because I already knew that they had a good reputation, that their presses were good and good quality, and I knew that I could trust this with all of my crafty needs. So what I did is I went ahead and cut out the HTV vinyl, weeded it all out, and now I'm just placing it on my pot holder, so that way I can go ahead and put this under the under the heat press. And one thing I love about this heat press is as soon as you push the drawer in, if you have it on auto mode, the press automatically presses down for your allotted time, and then it will lift back up. And I'm pressing this at roughly 305 degrees, and that was just based off of what the vinyl told me to press it at. Some vinyls are like 305, some are 315. Usually they don't go too much higher than that. But it actually pressed really, really nice. It came off really nice. It was easy to weed. It was very easy to pull the carrier sheet off of the vinyl once it was pressed on. And once it was pressed, I go ahead and I do press it one more time. And you see that top sheet that I used to cover it, it actually is still underneath the press. That's why you didn't see it on that last little bit. But that came out absolutely perfect. As you can see, those would make really lovely gifts, especially just to add into like a gift basket for Christmas. But now I'm going to make a little Christmas ornament or car hanger, whatever you would want to use this for. I'm sublimating this at 400 degrees. Sublimation is basically ink infusing into a product. If you don't know a lot about sublimation, again, there's lots of tutorial videos out there, but I went ahead and just print this design out on my sublimation printer, a Epson printer that I converted to sublimation, and then I'm going to press this 400 degrees for 20 seconds, flip it over, and I'm going to press it one more time so that way both sides get pressed. And I, kind of sped through that part, but you can see just how beautifully this came out. Be strong and courageous, Joshua 1:9. It is just so gorgeous, and like I said again, this press just makes it so effortless. And I'm trying different materials so you can just see how well this press does. So we did a little sublimation ornament that is made out of wood. We did the pot holder, and now we are doing a ceramic car coaster, and so I'm excited to share with you how that came out as well. And you can just see this press is beautiful. It's gorgeous. It always heats up good. It gives good heat distribution. When you have the auto setting on, it will automatically press down and automatically lift up. So if you step away from it from just a second, it's not going to continue heating up your item. It's only going to heat it up and then lift up, and now you don't have to deal with overheating it and ruining your project or anything like that, which I really, really love. And so I'm just going to take this off, take the sublimation paper and tape off of it, and I am holding this with a heat resistant glove as the ceramic coaster is very hot coming off of the press. That is something you want to make sure that you have if you do this kind of thing, is make sure you have some heat gloves on hand, just to be sure that you don't get your hands burnt or anything like that, because especially things like the car coasters do get very warm, but those sublimated very, very beautifully, and I just absolutely love it. So thank you HTVRont for working with me on today's video, for sponsoring today's video. I will leave a link down below in the description box like I mentioned. And like I mentioned before, if you don't have a sublimation printer, or you want to make t-shirts but you don't have a DTF printer to print off designs that you have created or the designs that you bought, there are so many people out on Etsy. I even have a friend here on YouTube. Most of you probably know her as Small Town 6, Tiffany from Small Town 6. She has a crafty business as well, and she actually sells DTF transfers that you can put on cups, mugs. She does them mainly for t-shirts, and so you could even go to her shop and purchase transfers to be able to do your own little crafty business without investing in everything, just investing in a quality heat press, which I definitely recommend HTVRont, because I will be brutally honest, and I had to stop crafting for a little while because I had purchased a different brand heat press. It was not HTVRont. I had purchased initially a different press, and I spent quite a bit of money on it, and it quit working after 1 month. They sent me 3 different replacement parts, and the replacement parts lasted a week each. And I was just, kind of sad and frustrated and fed up, and so I put crafting down for a little bit and just focused on my family, my kids, more on YouTube. And when I had bought a hand press from HTVRont shortly after, we were conversating and they wanted to send me the auto press, and I just took that as a sign that I was supposed to have this, and I was supposed to get back into crafting, and so it was just really such a blessing for me because I missed crafting a lot. But that just goes to show you the quality that this press is. I've never had an issue with it, and I have had it for over a month now. I didn't want to do this video until I could do many different projects on it to show you exactly how they came out and could give you a good review, and it stands for, you know, its quality in my opinion. But I did the same thing with these ornaments as I did the first one, and you can see they sublimated absolutely beautifully. So again, thank you for joining me on today's video for a little day in the life as a crafter. Thank you HTVRont for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate it. And if you guys are in need of prayer, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to say a prayer for you. I hope you all have a wonderful and blessed day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.